hood cowboys with the 10-gallon raps, racking ACG boots and baseball caps. I agree, this ain't a simulation of the doo-doo. This is the shot said to get used to. Gangstar foundation to treat, we branched off. Shine, I just waited our chance to blast off. Year rounds in possession of Black Poet.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Early season's greetings, NBA fans. I'm Ernie Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Got Shaquille.
Of downtown Phoenix, shining at best ball. Hi everyone, we're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. You take a look at the Clippers. What a start to the season. Quite a story now with 8 consecutive wins, looking very good.
Yeah, looking to stay unbeaten against this team. A win here would get them off to a 2-0 start in this 4-game season series.
And Greg, it also would solidify their advantage in this matchup. I mean, they want to show, hey, last time was no fluke. This is the way it's going to be all the time. Getting that W to drive that point home.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul is out there with Johnson, and it's Rivers in at the 3 spot. Phoenix with the ball. It's a 3-point game. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
And listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not. And that is why they just could not pick up.
Exactly. I mean, they left too much cheese at the foul line. And in the end, it mattered on the scoreboard and cost them. Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. It makes it look fun and easy.
Now here's Bledsoe. 29 points for him last game against Oklahoma City.
And he also made an impact on defense, guys. 3 block shots over the course of the game.
As you said, for the Clippers, 37 wins last year against the rest of the West. That total was the 2nd most against the rest of the West among any team in the league. Trailed only Golden State in that regard.
And you know what? They played the top West teams tough as well. One of only 3 Western Conference teams to be over 500 against the rest of the playoff teams from the West.
Now here's Paul. 11 points for him in that last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And it just wasn't about the offense. I mean, he was racking up the steals.
Signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Warren kicks to Booker. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
94.
Here's Paul. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Suns. She said Chris Paul is a major concern for them because of his ability to lead a team. He said it all starts with Paul because once he gets going and gets everyone involved, the whole team becomes a well-oiled machine. That is something we're definitely worried about.
Thanks, Doris.
Every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot. And it's really and how about the grasp they had on the game plan for this?
You know, I know it's early, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say we could be headed for a blowout unless something dramatically changes and fast.
Last season for Chris Paul, another strong season. He had quite a form in terms of media hype. He was as strong as ever on the court and off the field.
That's a good point. You know, he did kind of fly under the radar. It's hard to imagine the first team Hall of Famer in the future could do that, but a lot of it had to do with Steph Curry kind of coming on to the scene, smashing on the scene, if you will, but he is still one of the top point guards in our league.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Jordan the screen. Bledsoe against Paul. And the pass to Rivers. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists tonight.
You know, for Paul, you talk about the lack of talk about him last year. Very quietly came close to the 50-40-90 club.
No doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Got a piece of it. And out of bounds is Los Angeles Kings possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Clippers leading by 15.
The 50-40-90 club, something only elite scorers reach, and Paul came close while playing point guard. He might not get the height he used to, but CP3 is very much still one of the best in our league.
And that one's good.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point, defensively, you have to take something away.
Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now, you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
Brandon Knight, he's checked in for Booker. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Clippers. Chandler is screen, and Bledsoe, here we go. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Johnson. Moving it up.
You could not diagram a better way to open a door.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
Jordan the screen. Crawford outside. Just 5 on the clock. He dishes it to Johnson. With his first shot attempt, and it's Jordan. That time on the assist by Crawford.
And with Paul, it is all about his consistency. Other point guards will have better years or stretches than him, but he just puts up huge numbers year in and year out, literally like clockwork.
The shot by Knight, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss. Couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
And the lead continues to increase. They are just playing flawless basketball at both ends.
Greg, I can't identify an area where this team is underperforming. I mean, they've been 5-star in every category.
Stolen by Rivers. And pushing it out. Here's one.
Another bucket added to the lead. They've been the better team in every facet.
And in my opinion, you get extra bonus points, extra eye of the beholder points when you do it the way they're doing it on the road. That's special.
Up the floor. And a wide open look for Jordan. The Clippers rebound. On the wing, Johnson fires for three. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. And that's now 10 points for Johnson.
And they are doing damage from deep.
Which is the main reason, partner, they're sitting on this big lead. Awesome shooting so far.
And Griffin sends it back. And it goes at the... You talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific play.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Los Angeles?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Here are the five the Clippers have to start the second. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Johnson is out there with Paul, and it's Rivers in at the small forward. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Jordan. He lobs it up.
Boy, you gotta love it. Picture's perfect alley-oop.
A little surprised, though, Clark. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
Counts for two.
Yeah, it does. Almost makes it a little more special, though, when you can have a little bit of grace as opposed to just the full Monty with the power.
Griffin passes to Jordan. Johnson dishes to Jordan. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Another shot. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how the...
Oh, man.
And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed.
Boy, I love the pace and flow that their open court offense has been played with. I mean, it's been humming quietly, but very efficient.
What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Started the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both apart at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
And there's a slam dunk to finish it off.
A delicious dime from Chris Paul there.
And it's Johnson penetrating. Rivers kicks to Paul. Now the dish to Rivers. Here's Griffin. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet. 15 points for Blake Griffin.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Knocks it loose. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, that was nice.
No doubt. There are assists, and then, guys, there are assists.
6 to shoot. Paul passes to Johnson. And another three for the Clippers.
And where would these guys be without all the easy points off these turnovers?
Boy, it's made matters a lot easier for him offensively, Greg.
Will it go? Tucker can't get it to go.
Yeah, the offense seems completely in disarray.
Exactly. But at the other end, it's one bucket after the other. This run is getting out of hand right now.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this, for his career, 15,806 career assists, a record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Control the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
Passes it to Goodwin. That's short off the rim. Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team, as he always seems to do.
And Jordan was a force in the middle. Over 2 blocks a game again, and changed countless others with his effort.
And the Clippers have possession. Ball outside. Jordan the screen. Clock at 6. Paul dishes to Green. Not really his range, and it's off target.
Yeah, you look at the advanced statistics for DeAndre Jordan and his defense at that end of the floor. Top 10 in defensive rating individually, and led this league in defensive win share.
And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. DeAndre Jordan, number 1.
He didn't miss many easy chances last year, and he made the most of the tough ones as well. What a fantastic percentage.
Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for the Suns. T.J. Warren comes in for P.J. Tucker. And then for Los Angeles, Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Jordan. And it's Crawford in for Johnson. And he gets the buckets. And that's 13 points for Chris Paul.
And Jordan has really improved his defense every year since Doc Rivers challenged him. Last season ended 3rd in the Defensive Player of the Year award.
Ball's knocked loose. Paul with the steal. The shot and game clock separated by 4.
And scoring at will, starting to pull away here.
Certainly this one's threatening to get out of hand, and soon, partner.
Goodwin kicks to Teletovic. Shot to stop the drought. Rebound by Aldrich. Oh, and there's the alley. And it's Green with the jam.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Crawford with the steal. Got it up. And that's not going to go. A dominating...
Yes, Kevin, I'm...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
DJ Khaled. We the best.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal. Chris Paul has been the story in this. He ended up with 15 points, 6. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. It's been a clinic by Chris Paul.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
And guys, as the game moves on, I think he should continue to be aggressive defensively to keep ball handlers off balance.
Bledsoe is out there with Booker. Then it's John Lure. Then there's Warren. And it's Chandler in at the 5. Down low. She's out there for Phoenix. Shot misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the chart.
Scorching and torching offensively. They were able to get everything they wanted.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays. He is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close just due to his strength and activity.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler. Quick hands and the ability to anticipate the opening to create a turnover. So valuable, especially for a guard, as we see 2 tremendous talents with their ability to steal that ball away.
You know, and John Stockton, the only player to have cracked the 3,000 barrier in terms of career steals. You ask the fans about Stockton, and it's his passing they'll remember. But if you ask the players, he's played up against it, they'll tell you it's his defense that was just as sharp.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the 3rd quarter. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here's Griffin, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. 19 points for Blake Griffin.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Stolen by Rivers.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and... Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And the Suns making a change here. Knight's checked in.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
You know, usually teams go on runs, and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks. But that's not the case here.
Well, it's about rhythm, and they put this run together on the strength of their mid-range jump shot. They might as well be layups with the way they're shooting. And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
And Paul slams it in.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see an individual guy go on a shooting tear like this, but the whole squad,
Oh, and here comes Rivers all alone. Absolutely filthy.
and the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag of
I
tricks
tell
there.
you what, I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that one again.
Johnson outside. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Johnson. Johnson's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Offense is what drives the Clippers, and they were fantastic at it last season.
9.8.
Shot clock at 6. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
And, you know, the Clippers were near the top of the league in most other offensive efficiency categories as well. Second in the league in field goal percentage, second in points per game at almost 107 per. That was a high-octane offensive group.
Here's a Teletovic just checked in for Phoenix. The Clippers also changing it up. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Griffin. Pierce comes in for Rivers. And it's Crawford in for Wesley Johnson. Paul kicks to Pierce. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way out.
And it's been well documented. The Clippers had problems with free throw shooting. I mean, mostly due to their bigs. They actually had 3 perimeter players who shot.
Oh! Where did that come from? It was beautiful.
How's that for a one-man show? This fella on Broadway, self-service.
The most magnificent alley-oop.
Yeah, and he pulls that one off, guys, to perfection. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at those breaks. It makes it look fun and easy.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Clippers?
Boy, their hounding, harassing efforts at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long. And really a nice 1-2 punch there, guys. Great defensive play and great basket in transition.
Aggressive play, attacking basketball on the attack. Full throttle. I love it.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Knight.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Phoenix making some changes. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. P.J. Tucker comes in for T.J. Ward. And Goodwin subbed in for Booker. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Aldridge is checked in. Crawford outside. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Crawford's got 8 points.
They just call him buckets, Jamal Crawford. His shot, a thing of beauty.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Knight kicks to Len, and that one's good.
Photographs of dope boys.
Paul outside. Pierce inside the corner play. Simply. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against Dallas. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul is out there with Johnson. And it's Rivers in at the 3 spot.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Now, here's Goodwin. He's guarded closely. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Price. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Paul against Price. Paul passes to Johnson. Griffin dishes to Paul. Griffin kicks to Paul. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 4 assists in the game.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
And the call will be against Alex Lamb. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Mirza Teletovic.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. The shot's good from Griffin.
Defense, for me, just hasn't made the commitment to sprint back in transition, and that's why you see such a huge differential in fast break points.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. You want to be aggressive offensively, but at the same time, you need defensive balance so you can get back in transition.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. They just aren't missing.
And something that's been whispered about around the NBA is expansion. We know there are some markets that want desperately to have an NBA team. The NBA might not be at 30 teams for the foreseeable future.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Both loose. Now the Clippers moving it up. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Price outside. And Tucker has it in the corner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The 19-foot shot, and Aldridge sends it back.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backcourt.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
You know, I got to say, Clark, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going to go.
We saw it. Ended up right where it was supposed to, in the basket.
And guys, you know what? Neither did the defense. I don't think they had a clue. And really, once he got that steal, just really nothing the defense could do.
That's why turnovers are so costly, because in many cases, they're indefensible once possession changes hands.
Price, the pass to Budinger.
And just way too early to tell how this year's group of rookies will turn out. But just from an early look, they seem to be a group that can contribute. They're definitely not going to be a class with a small impact on the league.
Redick inside the line. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
The shooting percentage continues to elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break.
Gioni for 3. That's good.
Tell you what, the points they've allowed off turnovers are really hurting.
And if you're not giving your defense enough time to react when you give the ball up like that.
Oh, that is just
about the athleticism on that thing.
The solo alley-oop. That's not something we see too often.
Timed it perfectly, you're right, and caught the defense totally off guard.
And guys, how about his coach? Looked like his heart was in his throat there for a second. Now, though, he's able to smile, more of a smile of relief.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
John Lure, he's checked in for Chase Puttinger. Pierce is checked in for Los Angeles. LA has gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Feeds it to Reddick. Kicks it to Mba Amute. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Clippers.
Two great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And they took charge when it counted and be notching their 9th win overall.
And making the right plays when they needed to. Closing out this club for the second time this season. This victory pushes their record to 2-0 with 2 games left to go against the Suns.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game.
Where did that come from? That was beautiful.
Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. Is this the dunk contest?
Hey, this one counts, Clark. Believe me, what confidence to attempt the alley-oop to himself.
He couldn't resist on that. The adrenaline just flowing. One of the more spectacular plays we've seen.
Pierce with the steal.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had him on the rope, they started throwing haymakers at him.
The whole knockout blow. Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here, for sure.
And up the floor again, the Clippers running the floor. Gianni for 3. Count the bucket.
Just dialed in from the three-point line in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they're putting a world of hurt on them with...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille Chris Paul.
You know what? He's the total package of the floor general. It may not be an official ranking for the best league, but if there was, CP3 would be right.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K.